Sometimes, the most unpredictable twists happen to the people we least expect. Christy Carlson Romano, once the bright, confident face of Disney Channel, recently found herself in a life-threatening situation that could have ended her career and even taken her sight. What started as a lighthearted celebration of her husband's birthday at a shooting range in Texas turned into a terrifying ordeal when a stray shot hit her in the face. Fans who grew up watching her as Ren Stevens on Even Stevens or hearing her voice as the fearless teen hero in Kim Possible were stunned. After all, she had survived the roller coaster of child stardom, overcome financial struggles, and shifted her career multiple times. Yet nothing could have prepared her for the day she narrowly escaped permanent injury. Or worse, despite the shock of this accident, Christy is no stranger to adversity. Beneath her polished public persona lies a person who has constantly battled to stay afloat in an industry that can be both glamorous and merciless. As she recovers and reflects, her story reveals much more than just an unexpected tragedy. It showcases the enduring strength and resilience that she has quietly cultivated throughout her life. Long before her name hit headlines for a near-fatal mishap, Christy Carlson Romano was synonymous with lighthearted Disney fun. As a teenager, she shot to fame in the early 2000s, playing the overachieving yet endearing Ren Stevens on Even Stevens. The show became an instant hit, solidifying Christy's position as one of Disney's most recognizable young talents. She later captivated viewers again by voicing the confident and quirky Kim Possible, proving her range extended well beyond live-action sitcoms. Her success wasn't just limited to television. At a young age, she showcased remarkable versatility, taking her talents to Broadway as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. From comedy to stage performances, Christy appeared to excel wherever she went, radiating the kind of warmth and relatability fans immediately adored. Behind the scenes, however, she was juggling rapid success, an intense filming schedule, and the demands of a life firmly under the public eye. As the years passed, her path would lead her far beyond Disney's colorful sets. When the Disney spotlight began to dim, Christy quickly realized how unsettling life could be without the steady support of a major network. Like many former child stars, she found herself at a crossroads. Some fans expected her to remain in teen roles indefinitely, while Hollywood gatekeepers often typecast her based on her squeaky clean Disney image. Scripts became scarce, and the stark reality of an unpredictable entertainment industry started to sink in. Financial strains soon followed. Having earned impressive paychecks at a young age, she once felt invincible, certain that her earnings would stretch far into adulthood. Yet, as opportunities dried up, mounting bills and previous missteps took their toll. Rumors spread about her struggles, and tabloids speculated about how she was coping with financial setbacks. Although she maintained an outward sense of composure, Christy opened up years later, admitting her regrets and revealing how quickly the money she earned in her teen years had disappeared. This vulnerability would later become a hallmark of her evolving public persona. Refusing to be defined solely by her Disney roots, Christy sought to reinvent herself in an industry that often discards former child stars. She took on smaller roles in television and film, experimenting with different genres to show her range. Alongside these acting pursuits, she launched a YouTube channel, sharing personal stories and lifestyle insights. Her honesty about career setbacks and mental health challenges resonated with fans who appreciated her candor. During this transitional phase, she also found love. Brendan Rooney entered her life, offering the emotional support she had been missing. Their relationship introduced a new dimension of stability that Christy desperately needed. In time, the couple married and started a family, with Christy taking on motherhood as her most cherished role. For someone who had lived a large portion of her life on camera, the shift to focusing on household routines and personal growth felt refreshingly different. Although controversies occasionally flickered, sometimes spurred by social media remarks, Christy remained dedicated to forging a path that felt true to who she was becoming. Despite the normal ups and downs of life, nothing hinted at the horror that would unfold on a seemingly ordinary day in early February. Christy and Brendan traveled to Texas to celebrate his birthday with a thrilling round of clay pigeon shooting. It was supposed to be lighthearted fun, an opportunity to try something new, bond over friendly competition, and escape daily pressures. Surrounded by experienced shooters and safety measures, it seemed like a perfectly controlled environment. But in a split second, reality cracked. Another group of people stationed elsewhere fired shots in the wrong direction, and Christy was struck in the face. The sudden burst of pain, the confusion, and the collective panic that swept through the range shattered any sense of safety. Brendan rushed to her, and everyone around scrambled for help, uncertain how serious her injuries might be. That moment cast a long shadow, turning a joyful birthday celebration into a frantic race to save Christy's sight and possibly her life. In the chaotic moments that followed, Brendan's composure proved crucial. He helped Christy remain calm and alerted range staff, who immediately called emergency services. Sirens soon cut through the tension, and paramedics arrived with the single-minded purpose of preventing a tragedy. Despite the fear gripping her, Christy later recalled being overwhelmed by gratitude for the first responders' swift and competent care. Once at the hospital, doctors discovered bullet fragments near her right eye. They managed to remove some of the debris, but one particularly worrisome piece remained lodged behind her eye in a spot deemed too risky for immediate surgery. Though Christy had survived the initial trauma, she now had to reckon with the reality that this foreign fragment would remain in her body indefinitely, or at least until specialists deemed it safe to attempt removal. Every minute, every test, and every doctor's update felt like a precarious balance between relief and dread, as she wondered how close she had come to a far worse outcome. For Christy, the knowledge that a fragment was dangerously close to her optic nerve became a constant source of unease. She would need close monitoring to ensure it didn't shift or cause unforeseen complications. Doctors emphasized that while her vision remained intact, any slight movement of the embedded piece could trigger serious problems, including permanent damage. Faced with these possibilities, Christy had to adapt to a new normal. Frequent checkups, cautious daily routines, and the emotional weight of what-ifs. Beyond physical concerns, the psychological toll loomed large. She wrestled with nightmares about that day, flashes of pain, and the dread that another misstep in life could be just as sudden. The trauma overshadowed even her previous struggles. In the grand scope of near-death experiences, financial woes and career slumps felt minor. Healing now meant more than waiting for wounds to close. It involved grappling with anxiety, fear, and the humbling reminder that control, even over your own safety, is sometimes an illusion. When Christy broke the news of her accident on social media, shockwaves rippled through her fan base. People who had grown up watching her on Disney Channel couldn't believe she'd been shot, an experience that felt worlds away from her cheerful on-screen persona. Messages poured in, expressions of love, relief that she was alive, and outrage aimed at the reckless group that fired the shot. Many questioned how such a lapse in range safety could happen in the first place. Brendan's public tribute to Christy further revealed the intensity of the ordeal. He praised her courage, calling her a badass for staying strong in the face of disaster. Their bond, already tight, appeared unbreakable in the aftermath. However, some observers speculated about legal action or demanded that the shooting range be held accountable. Christy remained cautious in discussing legal or financial ramifications. Instead, she chose to focus on the immediate task of healing, providing updates on her condition and thanking fans for their unwavering support. As days turned into weeks, Christy found a surprising clarity amid the chaos. She spoke about a renewed sense of gratitude, how surviving a traumatic brush with danger had reshaped her understanding of what truly matters. Moments with her children seemed more sacred, and the day-to-day stressors of showbiz felt smaller. While her professional ambitions remained alive, she couldn't deny that this experience had changed her priorities. Despite online speculation that she might pivot into activism or become a public spokesperson for range safety, she maintained a measured approach. Her top priority was emotional and physical recovery, along with ensuring her family's well-being. She didn't rule out the possibility of sharing her lessons more broadly in the future, especially given her history of using her platform to discuss personal struggles. For now, though, she clung to life's simple pleasures, grateful each morning when she woke up able to see, to hug her children, and to walk freely without lingering pain. From the set of Ren Stevens to the unforgiving reality of a freak shooting accident, Christy Carlson Romano's journey highlights a remarkable inner strength. She went from a beloved Disney star grappling with the aftermath of sudden fame to a devoted mother and multi-talented entrepreneur, all before facing one of her most harrowing challenges. The fragments near her eye may remain for the foreseeable future, but they also symbolize the fragility of life and the resilience we all harbor within. At this point, the script of her life seems poised for yet another shift. Will she become an advocate for safer recreational shooting practices, or will she quietly resume the projects she loves? Only time will tell. Yet no matter what path she chooses, her story reminds us that survival is not guaranteed, and that sometimes simply living to see another day is the most precious victory of all.